Srila Rupa Sanatana Dakshinatena Bhattena Punareta Dvivichyate Tasyadyam Granthanalekam Kranta Vitkranta Khanditam Paryalocyata Paryayam Krutva Likati Jivakaha. Okay, so what was the discussion? Yah udara bhedam karoti, whoever is doing udara bhedam, this is my belly and that is your belly. And let me fill first my belly. And what will happen to them? So, Lord's Yamara's servants, they come in the form of vulture. So, or otherwise servants in the form of vulture, they will tear out, pluck out the eyes and eat away. No bhakti, nakti. Nothing. So that's why everyone should have compassion towards living entities. Bhutadaya is must. You should not say that I am worshipping the Krishna. Worshipping Krishna means so worshipping everyone. And I am seeing Krishna everywhere. Huh? You are Kanishtadhikari and you will applying rules of conditions of Uttamadhikari and thinking yourself as Uttamadhikari on that moment and escaping from service. This is the general conduct. Every Kanishtadhikari should worship, should have the compassion towards living entities. They should feed. It's a must actually. Otherwise, they will never progress in bhakti. No progress in bhakti. Archanam is also necessary. Compassion towards living entities also is necessary. Both. Both are necessary for Kanishta. And also we discussed others. They see everything as opulence of the Lord. If you got that kind of vision, then fine. Everything is opulence of the Lord. Your laptop is also opulence of the Lord. Give to the laptop. Your house, your land. You have that? No. That means you are Kanishta. Then you should do service to living entities. But what is the important point? You should see those are all adhisthana. You should know that, at least you should know that knowledge of, you should have the knowledge of every living entity is adhisthana for the Lord. At least that understanding is enough. So all the living entities also categorized into many ways that we discussed yesterday. Living, non-living, among living who are having the life air, they are superior. Compared to them who has the consciousness, they are superior. Chitta means mind, otherwise instead of consciousness you can take mind. Compared to that, whoever is having indriyas, they are superior. In that indriyas also, whoever is having the taste sense, they are superior to the touch sense, entities who are having touch sense. Compared to that, smell sense, compared to that, superior is hearing sense. Compared to that, who is having the eyes, who are having the eyes, they are superior. Compared to that, who are having the teeth, they are superior. Compared to that, whoever is having many legs, they are superior. Compared to that, whoever is having four legs, they are superior. Compared to that, whoever having two legs, they are superior. Compared to that, so those human beings among those, so people under Varnashma, they are superior. Compared to that, people are Brahmanas, they are superior. Compared to that, who knows the Vedas? Among Brahmanas, who knows the Vedas, they are superior. Compared to that, who knows the meanings of the Veda, they are superior. Compared to that, who clear the doubts, they are superior. Compared to that, who follow their Swadharma, they are superior. Compared to that, who offer everything to me, and body, and mind, and their services, their karma, everything to me, they are superior. Akartuhu. Mayyarpita atmanah, mayyarpitatmanah pumso, may sanyasta karmanah. So there is no one who is superior to him. He is the topmost. You are topmost. Okay. They are sreshtaha. They are best. And that's why you should give respect to all the living entities according to their eligibility. Who is superior? Devotees are superior. So like that, you should, according to their position, you should respect them. Lord is also doing same way. He is equal to everyone, but he is having the more love for devotees. Tadevam prathamopasakanam sarvabhutadayo vihitaha. So that's why prathamopasakanam, beginners of Krishna consciousness, has to have, they should have sarvabhutadaraha. They should respect all the living entities. Beginners means they don't have Shraddha. That means they are not having the Shastra-vita Shraddha. Those definitely worship or respect the living entities. Sashraddha sadhakanam tu. Sashraddha sadhakanam. That means who has Shraddha. Shraddha in Bhagavad Katha. Or otherwise, Shraddha means Shastra-vita Shraddha. So those people, if he is having Shraddha, then definitely you will see everything as opulence of the Lord. Bhagavad Vaibhava Sarvatrikataya Spurtya. Everything is opulence of the Lord. Like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan is explaining in Bhagavad Gita. Even a taste in water is me. That means when you drink the water, when their thirst is quenched, so that power of quenching the thirst, that power is in the water is coming from Lord. That is Lord. So they are remembering in every moment presence of the Lord everywhere. And anyway, they will definitely respect every living entity. For them, there is no need to say externally, Bhutadaya is necessary for you. Yathoktam skande, Skanda Purana it is said. Yetena hyadbhuta vyadha tavahim sadayo guna haribhaktau pravrutta yena tesyu paratapina. Ete nahi adbhuta vyadha. वो हंटर व्याधा येते न adbhuta. Your qualities such as non-violence are not astonishing. One hunter is there. He got now the qualities of non-violence and so and so. Those who are engaged in the Lord's bhakti don't disturb others, other beings. Why? If anyone do devotion, they will never disturb other beings. किसी को काट के खाओ. No. They don't disturb other living entities. Dog is going, throwing a stone. No. Children who are not devotees. But devotees, they don't disturb other living entities. They have naturally respect for all the living entities. That is the quality actually, devotional quality. Respecting other living entities is also one of the quality. Manifest. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana. That is not possible in the Kanishtadhikari. That's why he should practice that. In the case of Kanishtadhikari, he should practice. But as much as one advance, naturally he will see presence of Lord everywhere. That's why iti vakshamana ritya shuddha bandhutvadi bhava sadhakanam api bandhu bhava siddha golokavasyadi silanusaranena tadrusha bhagavad gunanusaranena cha असौ जायते. बाद में ये लोग लगाएंगे, बोल के जाइए. इति वक्षमाण रीत्या शुद्ध बंधुत्वादि भाव साधकानाम अपि बंधु स्वभाव सिद्धा श्री गोकुलवास्यादि शीलानुसरणेन तादृश भगवत गुणानुसरणेन च असौ जायते. Bhakti, if you do bhakti, you will be developing respect for all the living entities naturally. How it is? That means Shuddha Bandhutvadi Bhava Sadhakanam. Shuddha Bandhutva. That means they attain the sweet relations with Lord. Shuddha Bandhutvadi Bhava Sadhakanam. Like Lord as master, Lord as friend, Lord as son, Lord as lover. This kind of bandhutva, relationship. So whoever achieved, those sadhakas who achieved, bhava sadhakanam api bandhu bhava siddha gokulavasyadi silanusaranena. Bhava sadhakanam. Actually, they didn't attain, but they are going to attain. You all bhava sadhakas. You are all trying to get the bhava. Yes. You are all sadhakas. We are doing the sadhana bhakti for getting of what? What is the next stage of sadhana? Bhava. Sadhana bhakti next is what? Bhava bhakti. Bhava sadhakas. We are trying for bhava. And these kind of sadhakas also give respect for the Lord because they are following the nature of character or nature conduct of who already achieved the bhava, who are like the Goloka Vasis, Gokula Vasis, like the pure devotees. They are all expert. They achieved the bhava with the Lord. And their character, these sadhakas follow their character. Gokula Vasyadi Sila Anusaranena. The respect for all beings arises. To whom? To the sadhakas. To the sadhakas, respect for all living beings arises due to what? Due to following the conduct of the people of Goloka who have perfect, pure relationship, pure friendship, and following such qualities of the Lord. Or otherwise following the Lord's qualities. These sadhakas are trying to follow the qualities of pure devotees or the Lord. Pure devotees who are taken here like Gokula Vasis, who are like gopis. What happened, on that day? When Krishna called all the gopis to Vraj, to play in the Sharat Purnima day. And he was there with them for a moment and after that he disappeared. When he disappeared, then these gopis are going to creepers, trees, birds, deers, many, many living entities. And they are all asking, did you see Krishna? Please tell me. Anyway, you will not tell. You people are so favor of Krishna only. They are all. So like this, how they behave towards the living entities. When a creeper out of fruits, having many, many fruits, it bent and it is touching the, because of the weight of that fruits, it is touching the earth. Then they are thinking that, oh, so much love this creeper is having. Krishna may went in this path and that this dust is touched by his lotus feet. And to grab that dust, this creeper is bending and trying for that. So fortunate this is. See, this earth is so fortunate every time Krishna is standing on it. What kind of worship this earth did? And we are missing his association, but so like this. These great devotees, they are always so having their conduct actually, these sadhakas follow those great devotees, how they behave towards the other living entities. They have great respect for them. Like Gokula Vasyadi, Shilanusaranena. Or otherwise, these sadhakas follow characteristics of Lord. Lord is saying what? Samoham sarva bhuteshu. He's saying, I am equal to all the living entities. Lord is not having any envious towards any living entity or is not having any attraction or any hatred. He is always equal to all the living entities. So that's that kind of character of the Lord they will follow, and that's why they will get, by following the devotee's character or the Lord's character, these sadhakas naturally get the, automatically they get, not naturally, automatically they can get the respect for all the beings. Sadhaka's case is like this. Jata bhavanam. Sadhakas, before to sadhakas, kanishta adhikari. In the case of kanishta adhikari, he has to, jabardasti, he has to, forcefully he has to worship. He has to feed. He has to show love. That is necessary actually. Respecting living entities, feeding the living entities, seeing that it is adhishthana, at least to know, by knowing that, with the understanding that this living entity is adhishthana for the Lord. With that mood, they has to serve. Otherwise, they never progress in bhakti. And sadhakas, they will follow the character of the. Since now they became sadhakas, sadhakas level is even superior to kanishtas. Sadhana bhakti means he is at least coming in the stage of pure devotional service. Anya vilasha sunya. And these people, they will follow the character of the Lord, or the devotees, pure devotees, and they will also get the respect. And what about the Jata Bhavanam, who got the Bhava? In their case, Sadhaka, and next level is Bhava. Who got the Bhava? In their case, what? Jata Bhavanam tu ahimsa cha uparamascha sriya eva swabhava. In the case of Bhava Bhaktas, who got the Bhava, their natural quality is respecting, living ahimsa. That means non-violence is their natural respect, natural quality. Ahimsa and also uparamascha. Uparamaha means detachment. Detachment, because rati, they reach the stage of rati or bhava are same actually. Then automatically they have detachment for the material objects. Because in the ruchi stage itself, you will be leaving all the attachment for the living material objects. So that's why jata bhavanam tu ahimsa, non-violence, and uparamaha means detachment is natural. Swiyaha dharmaha, swiyaha eva swabhavaha, natural swabhava, natural nature. That means is natural actually. What is the quote? Example is Yatranurakta sahasaiva dhira vyapohya dehadishu sangamudham vrajanti tat paramahamsyamantyam yasmin ahimso paramah swadharmaha. Who is saying? Sotu Goswami to the Saunakadi Rishis. What is saying? The devotees who are attracted to Krishna, that means anuraktaha, that means jata bhavaha, immediately giving up strong attachment to body and other material objects. Yatra anuraktaha sahasaiva dhiraha vyapohya dehadishu sanghamudam. The strong attachment for the body and others, vyapohya, they will leave it. This attachment they will immediately give up. And vrajanti paramahamsyam, they are getting the highest stage of life, paramahamsa stage. Yasmin ahimsa upashama swadharmaha. They are reaching to the stage of Bhava Bhaktas, reaching to the stage of Paramahamsa stage. And in that Paramahamsa stage, no himsa, ahimsa. And also ahimsopashamaha. So they are absorbed in Krishna consciousness. They are completely having no hatred towards any living entities. in which lack of hatred and absorption in Krishna are the natural qualities. So, okay, Kanishta over, Sadhaka over, Bhava Bhaktas, that means Jata Bhavas, who got the Bhava Bhakti, they also over now. Now, the highest Uttama Bhaktas. What about them? Paramahamsa, Paramasiddhas. What about the Paramasiddhas? परमसिद्धानां च सर्वभूतेषु यः पश्येत् भगवद्भावमात्मनः इत्याद्यनुसारेण सिद्ध एव सः. Now the highest, that means Uttamadhikari is there. What about him? Whether he is having the compassion towards living entities or not? He is having or not? Yes. Respect for all beings is also perfected in the highest devotees. Paramasiddhanam. According to the following verse. See the following verse. Sarvabhuteshu yah pashyet bhagavadbhavamatmanah bhutani bhagavatyaatmanye esha bhagavatottamaha. Sarvabhuteshu yah pashyet. The most advanced devotees see the Supreme Lord, one's object of worship, within everything and sees everything in Supreme Lord. Anyway, in the Uttama Adhikari stage, Uttama Bhakta stage, no need to say. Like gopis, they will be seeing everything in the Supreme Lord and also Supreme Lord in every living entity and paying obeisances.
Hare Krishna. Uttam Adhikari and Uttam Bhakta. Yeah, Uttam is difference. Something is difference like that. Yeah, it's like Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari word is there. Then after that becomes just like Sarvottam Bhakta, just Uttam Bhakta. Is some difference is there or not?
Both difference is there. Lot of difference is there. Uttama is 7 definitions are given. Each is having different level.
And here
in Uttama also various categories are there. Categories. 11th canto, you see 2nd chapter. In Hariruvacha, in general definition, Sarvabhuteshu yaha pashyet bhagavad bhavam atmanah. This is general definition for the Uttamadhikari. Madhyamadhikari is Ishware tadadineshu balisheshu dishashu cha prema maitri krupopeksha yah karoti sa madhyama. This is Madhyamadhikari. Archayam haraye pujam yah shraddhaye heta na tad bhaktyeshu na chanyeshu sa bhakta prakrasatma. This is a Kanishta. These 3 are given. Then after that you see 48 to 55. Bhagavatottamaha, Bhagavatottamaha, Bhagavata pradanaha, Bhagavatottamaha, Vaishnavagriha. Like this, every sloka is telling about Bhagavatottamaha. How many are there? 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. To say Bhagavatottamaha, how many slokas are there? 8. 8 are having the different levels.
As well is here Bhava Sadhaka Nam and Jat Bhava Nam. And so Jat Bhava Nam means Uttam Adhikari.
Jata Bhava means who got the Bhava.
And Bhava Sadhaka Nam means
even before to that.
Madhyam Adhikari, we can say. Yeah, like that.
Who got the Shraddha but who didn't get the Bhava. We are not here, we are not. Our goal is not the categorizing the Adhikaris, but Kanishta we said, Sadhaka we said. So in Kanishta anyway, he is not fit for the Uttama. Here Kanishta means whatever he said. He is not fit for Siddha Bhakti. He has to do Swadharma.
But
Karma. He should do na karma or not?
We also know Kanishta Badikari also known as Sadhaka. Sadhana Bhakti, Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttama also there.
Sadhaka we consider when he start doing the Siddha Bhakti. Otherwise, he is not Sadhaka at all. He is a Karma Mishra Bhakta.
But Prabhuji, you say Suddha Bhakti, but Kanishta when performs Suddha Bhakti, then consider.
Kanishta performs
Suddha Bhakti, then consider. But here definition of Kanishta is the Karigi, he is doing deity worship, but is not seeing Bhagavad Bhavadhi in others. He sees only deity. Deity is there. But nan nesu tad bhakti sucha. That is known as a Kanishtadhikari.
Yes.
And what Kanishtadhikari here also mentioned, one who is worshipping the deity.
Archayameva haraye pujam yaha shraddhayehate.
That they are sadhana, sadhaka.
Na tad bhakteshu na chanyashu. Sa bhakta prakruta.
This is definition of Kanishtadhikari.
Yes.
As we said. But you said also, here is sadhaka, Kanishtadhikari, who is not practicing Suddha Bhakti. But here is, they are worshipping deities. But here also worshipping deities. But they are seeing only deity. That means that they are supposed to, this Kanishtadhikari is also supposed to do the Bhut Daya, no? Because he is practicing Suddha Bhakti means, but he is Kanishta level, because he is seeing the deity, only deity.
Prabhu, so simple. So, Ishware Tadadineshu, sorry, Archayamu Haraye Puja. This is a Kanishtana. So, these people, Jiva Goswami, what is, they should do the Swadharma.
I'm telling, but
so, they have to do Bhutadaya. Okay.
So, but here is a,
and Sadhaka, I said, na, Sadhaka means even after getting the Shraddha, so that means Sadhaka means Adau Shraddha. What is the first stage of the Shraddha? Sadhakas, Adau Shraddha. Shraddha is necessary. Before Shraddha, we are considering whoever having the Loka Parampara Shraddha, they are all as, according to here, we consider as so Kanishta. Okay. And those people also should do Bhutadaya. And who got this Shraddha and they started now doing the sadhana, they also definitely follow the character of the Lord or the characters of the pure devotees. Obviously, they should also practice the respect. That means they will also do the, so Kanishtadhikari will discuss once again. But anyway, overall Bhakti ladder, we are, many ways you can categorize based upon the utility. So you can categorize the whole Bhakti structure in many ways. So now here, so before having the proper Shraddha, Shastra Shraddha, that we are having the Loka Parampara Shraddha, they will be definitely should worship the Bhutadaya. They should respect the Bhutas. And even if you get in the Shraddha, they should also, because pure devotees, they have that kind of nature. So having respect for the living, so they will also cultivate that. And who got the bhava, they will also definitely automatically, their natural quality is ahimsa, non-violence. And who reach the highest stage, so that means uttama stage, highest, that's why it is written, highest devotee, they will also definitely see Lord in every living. They will see now. But these Uttamadhikari, at least they should know. Kanishta should know at least who is living entity, means living entity is the Adhisthana for the Lord. He should know. If he doesn't know, then he should develop that. Otherwise, he cannot progress in the Bhakti. That's why he should do the Bhutadaya. He should have the Bhutadaya. And Uttama is seeing. And Kanishta should know and do that. And remaining people also will do. Remaining levels of the people. Because pure devotees are doing. They should follow pure devotees. Sadhaka means what? He is following the Satovritti, following the previous exalted devotees, previous devotees. Well,
I don't exactly remember, but in Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani, Srila Shivaram Maharaj brings the difference between the, for example, Uttama Adhikari and Uttama Bhakta.
Achha.
So he's explaining that there is a difference. So one is qualified for performance of.
Okay, we'll discuss that in the next chapter. That is coming Uttamadhikari and this. But we are seeing the samples at the different stages of the people, different stages of the bhakti. And all the samples we check that everyone is having the respect for the living entities. That principle you should understand now. Now, how to exactly categorize the devotion, that is another aspect of the discussion. Our discussion is now everyone, all the levels of the devotees should is having the respect for the living entities. That's the point. For some people it is natural, some people they try to follow, and some people has to forcefully do that. And some levels of the lower levels, they should for them enforce actually. They should do. And the sadhakas, they should follow the previous ones. And who got the bhava, that's natural. Their natural quality is ahimsa. And for the experts in the devotees, highest devotees, they always see Lord only everywhere. Then what is the point of not giving respect? That's the point. Our anuched is mainly focusing on, is independent worship is rejected of the anything. So here also you'll see that also, that point. We are having the respect for the bhutas with what sense? They are adhisthana for the Lord. That is an important point, should remember. So here now, tatra sadhakanam yattu yatha tarormula nishechanena ityadu tad anya upasananam punaruktatvam upalabhyate tat punah kevala swatantya drishtyopasananam eva. This is an important point. Try to focus on this. Tatra sadhakanam yattu. But there, what is stated for sadhakas in the verse beginning with yatha taror mula nishechanena, that is tautology for worship of other beings. Kya hai tautology? Punarukti dosha. And that is only for the worship performed with the vision that others are independent. What is this? If you read English line, you will not understand. That should be. You got something? Gokulanand Prabhu, what you understood from this line? Huh? Ah. Yatha taror mola nishechanena. What it is saying? Yatha taror mola nishechanena. Worshipping of all others. If you worship Krishna, it's enough. It is equal to the worshipping of all other demigods. First of all, you should know what is tautology, punarukti dosha. I will explain this, punarukti dosha. Punarukti dosha. Punarukti dosha means something is already is said. This sentence 1 is there. Sentence 1 is prescribing X. And sentence 2 is there. So whatever is prescribed here is also prescribed by sentence 2. Then this is punarukti dosha. Example, putting water in the root is equal to that means nourishing all the branches. That means here it is said, worshipping Krishna is equal to the worshipping of others also. Worshipping Krishna automatically achieves the worshipping of others also. Worshipping of others. And now you are also saying worship demigods. Already Krishna worship is doing. Worship of demigods is achieved by the worshipping of Krishna. Then you are also once again saying worship demigods separately. Then what? This saying is punarukti. Already this statement is saying worshipping Krishna. This statement itself is saying that worshipping of others also. It is including the worshipping of others also. So that, and there is no need to say once again worship demigods. If you say worship demigods, then it is a dosha, because it is achieved by already worshipping Krishna. Worshipping demigods also is achieved. That's why it is a punarukti. It's a general, anywhere it is. If you take bath in a river with clothes, so washing clothes also happened already. And also after that washing clothes, if you say, just I am making some guess, it's not from anywhere. You are saying once again wash the clothes. What is the need? Like that. Huh? Not more emphasis. Already it is achieved by taking bath in river or whatever. So one chanted the holy, one who is doing bhakti and prescribing for him, so for purification some karma kanda, atonement. If you prescribe atonement for them, that is a punarukti dosha. Because all the sins are eradicated by bhakti itself. Then what is the point of prescribing the some atonement based upon karma kanda for the devotee? What is this? It is a punarukti. It's a punarukti dosha. What is achieved already, so you are asking to achieve that through another process, is punarukti dosha. Already you cooked food, then why you are asking to cook once again food? Not nyaya, it is dosha. It is dosha. Okay. Now the point is, many are there. Every living being has doshas. Who is that? Snapshot. Okay. Many doshas are there. As time progresses, everything will come out. Okay. If you stay for 1 year, you'll get few doshas. If you stay for more years, you'll get more dosha. Okay. Which one? Yeah. Yes. There are techniques you should learn. So, yathataror mola nishechanena. So, this is already establishing. Worshipping Krishna is including the worshipping of. That means it achieving. Worshipping Krishna is achieving worshipping of demigods. Then Anyanam. What is that? Anya upasananam. Worshipping of others. Worshipping Krishna. Worshipping Krishna achieves worshipping of demigods. Now you are prescribing worshipping of others. Demigods or any. Worshipping not only demigods. Worshipping Krishna achieves worshipping of everything. Everything. Every living entity will be satisfied. Our principle is like this only. Then worshipping others. Is what? This worship of others. Worshipping others will become punarukti actually. Punarukti dosha. Yes? That statement will become punarukti dosha. Whichever is prescribing to worship others. That dosha. When it will become punarukti dosha? When it is independent worship. When it is independent worship. That means when you worship demigods independently, then only that worship will become punarukti dosha. When you worship demigods also as a limbs of the Lord, or otherwise vibhuti of the Lord, and that kind of demigod worship will not be it will not be having punarukti dosha. Getting or not?
If the statement one means sentence one, if there is mentioned that only worship of Krishna should be done, no other demigods. So then maybe sentence two, independent worship should be done. This kind of sentence is not punarukti dosha because
that is punarukti dosha.
Because first time we rejected, we are not included everything. Means there we did not tell that worshipping Krishna is worshipping all the demigods.
It is all implied, na? Worshipping Krishna implies worshipping of every living. That's implied.
So this is one sentence. Another sentence in that way that only Krishna worship should be done, and all other demigods worship is rejected. So in that case, little change is there because that is not included.
No, worshipping Krishna, even if you say or don't say, worshipping Krishna implies means it's automatically achieves worshipping of other demigods also. For statement one is saying that worship demigod, worship Krishna. Okay. And statement two is coming and saying that worship demigod. This statement two will be getting the punarukti dosha. When it will get punarukti dosha? If that worship is independent worship.
Actually, I think my sentence will be correct. My question will be correct if it is not telling about Krishna, because Krishna is already mentioned. If any kind of general sentence, suppose I have a mobile phone, I do not have SIM card. So then somebody may say that you should have SIM card because I don't have now SIM card. So both sentences are different now.
Ha bhai. So sentences apparently they are different. Worshipping Krishna is a different sentence. Worship demigods is a different sentence. I understood your point. But what I am saying, worshipping Krishna, even you may not say in that sentence worship demigods. Worshipping demigods is implied. This word you should understand. Implied. Uh, uh, uh. If that is intended, that means that sentence is having the intended meaning. Literal meaning and intended meaning. Two meanings are there. Intended meaning also should not be repeated. Understand you are? Then that is Punarukti dosha. Here, what our devotees they say in general, hey, yathataror mula nishechanena, what is the point of serving the living entities? What is the need to have the compassion towards the other living entities? Putting water to the root is equal to the putting to water to everywhere. What is the need? They say or not? Then what is the answer for this? So that's why we are saying, we are not asking you to worship the living entities as living entities, but we are asking you to worship the living entities as Adhisthana of the Lord. That should be done. That is the intention of the Kapila Bhagavan. Kapila Bhagavan is not repeating. That means Kapila Bhagavan also knows Yathataror Mulamushechanena. He also knows. That means if you put water to the root, then it will go to the everywhere. If you worship Krishna, it goes to everywhere. But even that means this Kanishta Adhikari is worshipping Hari in the deity. He knows that worship is Hari worship only. But still he is recommending, not recommending, he is saying, is enforcing, should have the Bhutadaya. What it means? It means that one should do, that's not independent worship of that Bhuta, that living entity. Monkey, you are worshipping as a monkey, no. Monkey is the Adhisthana of the Lord. So that there is no Punarukti dosha here. Is there any Punarukti dosha in the Kapila Bhagavan statement? You are getting? There is no Punarukti dosha. And that's why you should not escape that. Yathataror mula nishechanena is there, then what is the need? I will violate the instruction of the Kapila Bhagavan. Can you say? No. You cannot use Yathataror mula nishechanena when there is an independent worship of demigod is said. Then in that case, you can use Yathataror mula nishechanena and you can reject this Punarukti dosha. This statement is asking me to worship demigods. I don't do. For that you should apply. But here Kapila Bhagavan is not asking you to worship the living entities independently, but he is asking worship living entities as Adhisthana of the Lord. Because the problem is there. In the Kanishta Adhikari, problem is there. Because he is not getting the Ishvara Gnanam actually. He is not able to understand that Lord is all pervasive. He is not respecting the other living entities. That problem has to be solved actually. That's why it is necessary actually. He is saying it is necessary. Otherwise, we will become merciless devotees and no progress. Hard-hearted. We will apply ourselves as, oh, every living entity, Lord is there and it's Paramatma. So why we have to do the other? You are seeing like that. At that time, you will apply the condition of the state of the Uttama Bhakta. Lord will take it. No. And mere worship is not, you see, next what is saying? Atra tu tatta adhishtanaka bhagavadupasanameva vidiyate. So that's why tattad bhagavad adhishtanaka upasanameva vidiyate. Now I will make you to do an exercise. Okay? Worship demigods as limbs of Lord. Worship demigods as vibhuti of the Lord. Worship demigods as adhisthana of the Lord. Of the Lord. Worship demigods independently. And your master statement is there, worship Krishna. This is a master statement, worship Krishna. Worship Krishna implies worship of all beings. Implies, this implied meaning of this. So now, this is a master statement. And now statement number 1 is here. Worship demigods as the limbs of the Lord. So this statement is having any punarukti dosha? This statement is having any punarukti dosha? Say yes or no? Huh? We are only writing it. I will not ask in exam. Tell me the answer. This is a master statement. And this is statement number 1. Statement number 1 will be the cause for the punarukti dosha or not. Leela Govind Prabhu. Tell me.
No, Prabhuji.
Why?
Because as limbs of the Lord, not independent.
So why there is no punarukti dosha in this?
As you have just now mentioned that it is, we are worshipping as parts of the Lord, not independently. They are as the independent Lords.
So because in this statement also, ultimately we are worshipping whom?
Lord.
Lord only. Here also, this statement is also saying ultimately to worship Krishna. So that's why there is no punarukti dosha. Punarukti dosha, when it will come, already something is achieved through the process X. If something is achieved through the process X, then if you are asking to achieve the same thing is you say something means you take as S. S as something. This something is achieved through the process X. And if you are trying to achieve the same thing S through the process 2, then this process 2 is useless. Anyway, you are prescribing process 1 to achieve S. Then if you prescribe process 2 to achieve S, then this is a useless thing actually you are doing. Understand? So here what is happening? We are worshipping Krishna. So that is always achieving the worship of all beings. Here also you are worshipping the demigods as the limbs of the Lord. So that's why it is not doing, that means this is also here we are ultimately worshipping the Lord only. So there is no extra thing, that means worshipping of demigods. For that you are not doing any special endeavor. So any extra process is not given here. So that's why it will not bring the any punarukti dosha. Yes. And what about the second one? Worship of demigods as vibhuti of the Lord.
No punarukti dosha.
No punarukti dosha. This is also no punarukti dosha. There is no punarukti dosha in this. And also in this also, adhisthana if you take, there is no punarukti. But if you worship the demigods as independent, punarukti, because you are already worshipping the Krishna and that is always equal to the worshipping of demigods also, then why you have to do worship once again? You are bringing so much paraphernalia and doing so many things for worshipping demigods. What is the need? It's a waste of the labor actually. This process. That means this X2 process is additional process is prescribed, which is already achieved by the X1 process. This is X1. But these 2, 1, 2, 3 are nothing but the X1 only. They are also X1. They are not X2. These the X1, 2, 3 are all X1 only. This is X1 and this is also X1. This one as X1. But this is worshipping independently demigods is a different process, X2. So which is also achieving the demigod worship, but which is already achieved by the X1. Okay? Huh?
So externally, the process of 1, 2, 3, and 4, they can look exactly the same, because just now you said, what's the point of gathering so much paraphernalia and doing this independent worship? But the number 1 and 2 and 3 can also be done with very opulently with a lot of paraphernalia. So it's more of the internal motive, isn't it?
So understand that this is independent worship, and here also, here you see we are worshipping ultimately Lord only. Na? So that's why in this way it is one, same. These 3 are same as this. And this is different. Independent worship is different. External, internal, whatever that is. You understood, na, the theme? I am not understanding what is externally you are saying. Yeah, it's good. Let it not cooperate. But I understood now the main theme. That means extra any other. So independent worship. That means what is the need of doing the independent of worship? Whatever may be the process, paraphernalia, I am not saying just paraphernalia, but what is need? That is already achieved. Atra tu tattad adhisthanaga bhagavad vidiyate. So that's why here Kapila Bhagavan is whatever is saying to do worship of living entities. The core point is that's Bhutadaya Tad Adhisthana. That means that living entity is the Adhisthana for the Lord. That is important point we should remember here. Tad adar avashyakatvam cha tat sambandhenaiva sampadyate. So even all the devotees, all the levels of the devotees, they are respecting living entities because not independently seeing. So those living entities they are respecting, but they are all respecting those living entities because there is a connection with the Supreme Lord. Because they are all adhisthana for the Supreme Lord. That's why respect is there for the living entities. Otherwise, no need of respect. But he is there everywhere. That's why they should be respected. So by this respect, what will happen? You will not be having any attachment or any aversion towards the living entities. It will be spiritually helping you. So by developing this kind of knowledge, that means every living entity is adhisthana for the Lord. So it will help us to progress in the devotion actually. How it will help in the progress in the devotion? Because You will not be having the like Virat Rupa. By worshipping Virat Rupa, what is the advantage? By worshipping Virat Rupa, you will not be having any envy towards the others, any special qualities. If you see in someone some highly intellectual power or highly beautiful or highly something, you will not become any envious of that, because everything is. And also you will not have any hatration. Someone is ugly, someone is not intelligent, someone is less poor, you will not having any hatration. So similarly here, if you see all the, I like parrots, I don't like pigs, this kind of things will not be there. These are also obstacle, actually, bondage in the spirituality. There's a great bondage, actually. So this kind of things will be going out when you start seeing every living entity as the adhisthana of the Lord. There will be no hatration and no attraction. Ragadvesha nivrityardam. That's why to develop this kind of, to ragadvesha, to destroy the ragadvesha, attraction, aversion towards living entities, one should develop this kind of things. Kanishta bhakta. अतएव केवल भूतानुकंपया श्री भगवदर्पणं त्यक्तवतः भरतस्य अंतरायः. But if you should not go to the another side also. What? You should not go to extreme stage, actually. Always worshipping or caring the living entities and leaving the worship, archanam. Then what will happen? Only caring the animals, caring the bhutadaya. You are having so much bhutadaya, but no worship, left the worship. Then you will not progress in devotion, actually. Example is Bharat Maharaj. So at the end of his life, he started caring deer so much. He started caring deer so much. And he left out upasana. Archanam. Finish. That will be obstacle. Khel khatam. Dukan band.
Somebody doing food for life program, and in the sense like this, but this is organization way. So he may completely dedicated to that program only, and he may not worship the Lord. He may not focus much Lord. But here is saying that one should do both things simultaneously. But as an organization, because one organization, to somebody is doing DT worship, somebody different projects are there. So one project is focused for that program. That's like giving food to poor people.
Yeah, that is food to that is organization is different. It is an individual case.
Bhakti, but in case of that individual person's bhakti, how will take in care? How will? Because here is not a organization point of view is told, it is a individual point of view.
Yeah, it is individual point of view. It's not an organizational point of view.
Yes, it's told here.
And also our food for life is distributing prasadam is direct devotional activity. That is
but in that, so because when large
that is
scale,
completely different. Actually.
When large scale comes food for program, so we have purchase, we hire the people. Quality is not there. That means quality also reduces. Prasadam quality is like paid are there. There are no consciousness there. Not consciously offered to the Lord. So just like forgiving.
What you want to express, actually?
So my point is that somebody is doing this taken up intention is good. I'm giving prasad.
Yes.
But actually, prasad is not there. Content of prasad is not there. So because of so much large scale and because not able to do, just like when we are speaking the Lord, Pujari is cooking and offering bhoga, brahmana, and that is prasad, and we are hiring some persons who are not practicing Krishna
that is
consciousness.
another problem, Prabhu. If someone is not making it as prasadam. That point you are saying.
Sorry.
If it is not properly done actually,
Yes.
and it's not a prasadam, that's the case. That's but our Prabhupada gave that philosophy, the food for life philosophy is actually distributing the prasadam. That even it is not prasadam, but we should distribute food.
Yes.
Even if it's not a prasadam, we should distribute food,
Both there.
especially for the individual sake. Actually, should organization we should not impose, because this thing is not made for the organization, but organization also comes to serve the requirements of individuals only. So ultimately, individual level it should happen. Actually, that is the point. That kind of cultivation is happening or not, that is the organization has to take care some or other. That they have to do their planning. We don't. So I'm not going to discuss the organizational how organization has to approach to implement this principle in their community. There is another discussion actually. But the principle is this. That means every Kanishta Bhakta has to, so at least that means have the daya for the living entities. So of course that means seeing that as a prasadam, and so that everyone is gets served, and there is even higher consciousness, and even the basic point he is saying, Kapila Bhagavan. So that's why if bhakti is taken out, that means worship is taken out simply doing the Buddha, that is also attachment actually, and bondage. Archanam is not there and simply, that's why tatheva tad avyavahita purva nirguna. Next enti, next tasmad bhutadaya eva bhagavad bhaktir mukhya na archanamiti nirastam. Just I need another 10 minutes, okay? Please bear me. I will finish this anuched. What is the question? Tell me. Ask. Don't waste time.
When I want, sometimes I want Bhutadaya, but authority will not support. Right? You don't give any food to others, monkey.
You don't have food enough. Yatha Shakti, Yatha Praptam.
No, bro. Food
If
is
you don't have Shakti, you should not purchase, you should not sell out your kidneys and distribute.
no. Food is available,
If food is available, then you should give.
but authority, you are, no.
Authority is not.
Because Jatatarur Mule Nishesana.
I don't know. Yeah. If your authority is a problem, then you deal with yourself.
So also we see in the Vrindavan temple, you give any kind of food the monkey, you find 500 rupees.
Where?
In the Vrindavan temple, in the Brahmasari Christian hall, in the front of Vrindavan Christian hall, in the right there, any kind of food give the monkey, you find
Yeah, that is right.
500 paisa.
That is right actually,
500
because
rupees.
because there is some other higher principle is breaken. If their monkeys are coming and Vaishnavas, they are not able to do chanting bhakti nicely. So for that they kept. You should not become against to that also. Even if some higher principle is coming and defeating in that area, that then okay, fine. Then go and do another place. Come out from the compound wall and do. Who is stopping you? That is, we should respect when you are in the temple compound. Then you should respect their principles. They are not against to the Bhutadaya. They are against to doing the distributing food there. That is a problem for them. Did they say you should not do any Bhutadaya? Did they say no? No. Huh? If it is there, then okay. Then we can say, yeah, it's a problem. But no, not like that. Nah. So, okay. So that's why tasmad bhutadaya eva bhagavad bhakti mukhya na archanamiti nirastam. But some people, they say that bhutadaya is, that means manava seve, madhava seva. Manava seva is only madhava seva. That means bhutadaya is only the bhakti, and that is the main, and archanam is secondary. You may do, you may not do. This philosophy is wrong actually. Daridra Narayan Seva. This is also wrong. Here what he said, Kapli Bhagavan is saying, you should do Bodhadaya, you should have the compassion towards living entities, but Archanam is necessary. Archanam is the main. And along with that, you will be doing this. But making this main and neglecting bhakti or making it secondary, then that is also not correct. तथा एव तद् अव्यवहित पूर्व निर्गुण भक्त्युपायत्वेन क्रिया योगेन शस्तेन नाति हिंसेन नित्यशः इत्यत्राति शब्देन पांचरात्रिकार्चन लक्षण क्रिया योगार्था पत्र पुष्पावचयादि लक्षण किंचित हिंसापि विहिता. Translation is there? Not given to this? Acha? Okay, I will send. It's already translated, but somehow it is not sent. So I will send this tomorrow. Or just now also I can send. Acha, I am sending now. 1 second. एकदम अच्छा इसमें है ना. अच्छा हाँ, मोबाइल का समस्या है यार. इधर सिग्नल रहता है एक्चुअली. अच्छा 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 अच्छे से. Okay, I sent. I sent in file. GH. Got it? Okay. So, but in the Nirguna Bhakti, Bhutadaya, yes, we understood for Kanishtas, Bhutadaya they should do, and others also they definitely have respect for the living entities, other sadhakas, other levels of sadhakas. And but some himsa is also allowed. Bhuta himsa, we will discuss now. Bhuta himsa is allowed or not? Bhuta himsa is also allowed. If Bhutadaya we should have, then we have the palak tree, palak plant. We have the anar tree. That means when you plucking out, or when you taking out the anar fruit, sorry, what is that? Pomegranates. And you are taking out from the tree, you will be giving pain to tree or not? When you make the palak sabji, you are plucking out, you are uprooting the palak plants and cutting the roots, and after that cutting this. Some himsa is happening or not? Then what about this? we should have daya, daya, you are saying till now, then what should you do? Then how to do offering for the Lord? How to worship Lord? And you are milking cow and some pain is happening to that. Yes, Gokulan Prabhu. Then how? This himsa. You said devotee should have bhuta daya. And what is this himsa? So Venugopal is also doing himsa after 9 minutes over. So then what is this? So this himsa is also allowed. Prescribed himsa is allowed. How to know the what himsa is allowed and what is not allowed? About whatever the Pancharatra Vidhi is saying. According to the Pancharatra Agama, for Archanam, for the sake of Archanam, whatever the things, whatever the himsa is allowed, that you can do. There is no problem. Because Archanam is highest. But you should not do himsa whatever you want. Whatever is allowed by the Shastra, that much you can do. Like Shastra said to pluck out the fruits from the tree, okay, you can do that. To prepare the saag sabji, you can do. You can cut the saag like this. So that's why Pancharatra what is saying? Kriya yogena shastena nati himsena nityashaha. Kriya yogena shastena. That means nati. By the word ati, that means kriya yogena shastena nati himsena nityasha. You should not do too much violence. That means ati himsa you should not do. Too much violence you should not do. Some violence is prescribed. According to Agama Shastra, you should follow. You should do according to you should follow Agama Shastra and that himsa is allowed. Tasmad anyasha anadaraha kartavyaha. Tasmad anyesham anadaraha na kartavya. That means if Narada Pancharatra is not prescribed, Narada Pancharatra didn't say that cut the hen and offer it. Did it say? Cut the goat and offer it. Did it say? It didn't say. That's why that himsa you should not do. But without doing himsa, we cannot do service of the Lord. Yes? Ujjwal. Himsa is necessary. But na ati himsa. Not too much violence. And if you do other violence, then that is not good. So, na kartavyaha tat sambandhena anadaradhikamcha kartavyaha. So, you should not disrespect others. Tat sambandhena anadaradhikamcha kartavyam. And also you should not do, yeah. Therefore, one should not disrespect others and should not respect them in relation to them. And should respect. Should not disrespect and should respect. Sambandhena adaradhikamcha kartavyam. Should respect. Should not disrespect, should respect. Swatantryopasanam tu dikkrutam iti sadhvaya uktam. But swatantra upasana also you should not do. Finally, we saw in this whole anuched 106 from the beginning to here. You should recall everything. Tomorrow I will ask questions on this. On 106 anuched. Many things we discussed. Everything you remember. And so finally, avisvitam tam purna kamam. This is a sloka we started our anucheda. Avisvitam tam. So that sloka is very nicely, properly discussed. Avismitam tam. This is 6th canto, 9th chapter, 22. So that sloka is, that is a Vishaya Vakyam. That is very thoroughly discussed or not? Okay. And what is it? Okay, thank you very much for patient and kind hearing. for extra time, 15 minutes. So people are running on online. Yeah. Okay, we'll start tomorrow. New anuched. After a long, my God, many days it happened. कुछ हो रहा है या नहीं, वो इसे सुन के छोड़ दे रहे हैं, इधर से सुन रहे हैं, इधर से चले क्या हो रहा है पता नहीं, हम तो चल जाते हैं. But very subtle point I touched, which is not there in our practice, that is so to compassion towards the living entities. And we say that yatha tarormol nishechnena, and we reject the so giving respect to the other living entities. We become so hard-hearted. If some beggar is coming, Amma, Babu, hey, and we say that yatha tarormol nishechnena. So hard-hearted actually. Huh? Not too much strictness. There, being a Kanishta Adhikar, you should have compassion towards them. You should help them actually. No problem. Then you should not give. If you are full time and you don't have any earning, you are already beggar, then how? To whom will give? But if you have, yatha shakti, yatha praptam, if you have, yeah. At least you should have respect actually. Hey, it's wrong. Many people, many devotees say sa. It's very bad actually. It is they will never get bhakti actually. There is duplicity only. Bhakti is simply duplicate. Simply dongi. Then you give prasadam, or then you give the object which is eatable. What is there? But why you should disrespect them? And buy some fruits or give this something. If you have, if you don't have, then at least हाथ जोड़ के चले जाओ. Just. But don't develop the hatred in the heart. That is important. Yeah. And if someone is not, someone is drinking, who did you see? If you see, then you give eatable and you give the good words to them and you leave that place. Or otherwise, just have the respect and danena manena. If you are not having the dana, you don't have enough money, then mana. Give the respect and come out from there. So you are not the person. If someone is coming and begging, what is the problem? If you have give something or don't pay, why you have to go into that much history? You should follow authorities. You should follow your authorities. And you should have personally respect for him. You should explain that this is a system, and if you have personally something, you give. You pay money for him, and otherwise you say that I'm sorry, but I have this much foundation, but I have no money with me. Uh, yes. Uh, uh, uh. You have to follow. Following authority is the highest principle. Then the Yatha Shakti, that's what it is said. For that purpose, you don't need to violate the things. And you should not leave the archanam also. But you should have respect, that's all. But the hatred and aversion, I saw many people actually. So, beggars, they see beggars and they are not coming to him, but they themselves, they go there and they will show hatred purposefully. So, even for the other living entities. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.